Hi everyone, this is IREC. You're welcome to this tutorial. In this video, we are going to be looking at dimensioning in Revit. We are going to be exploring some of the intricacies of dimensioning and how you can apply some of those tricks to make your presentation better. And without wasting time, let's begin. Alright, to begin, go to Annotate for your dimensioning tools, then select either aligned dimensioning and linear dimensioning, but we are going to start with linear dimensioning. But linear dimensioning is not the best form of dimensioning tool for your floor plan. The reason being that for me to dimension this floor plan right now, I'm just going to be dealing with tab keys a lot. For instance, I hold down the tab key and there is no way you can dimension wall face using the linear dimensioning except at intersections. As you can see, if you zoom out, you're going to see the snap points blinking there at the intersection. So you click on the first point and move to another intersection point and click, and then you just keep moving to intersections and then you pull it out. So this is how the linear dimensioning works, but you don't really need all these processes because it does not allow you to be fast in your workflow. So I'm just going to hit the escape key to exit, and then I select this and delete it, select all this together and delete it. So the best dimensioning tool for your floor plan is aligned dimensioning, and then we are going to observe also, once you pick the aligned dimensioning, under the option bar you're going to notice a couple of options. So here, if you click this arrow, you're going to see different options. So in this case, we are not choosing the wall center line. Wall center line is best practiced with structural design, where you take it from center to center. So if I pick the wall center line and just hover the cursor around, you're going to see the snaps along the center line. So to experiment that, if I go, you're just going to see is dimensioning center to center of the wall. So that's not actually what we want to do at this point. So I select it and I delete that. I go back to aligned dimensions and then I set it to wall faces. For here, I can set this to individual references. So once you select the individual references, you notice this option box here grays out. Again, when it comes to dimensioning, you're going to be doing a whole lot of zooming out and zooming in. And again, for best practice, it is also important that you turn your thin lines to be able to see it clearly. So you go here and just click on it. And then for your dimensioning tool, you either select it here under the Annotate tab, or you go straight to your pick access toolbar and pick it, then you zoom out. So at the wall face there, you click the first point. So when you're done, you pull it out. Any height of your choice, you can place it there. And then the next one, you can take the entire span at once. So you pick dimensioning. So you would notice that when you pull this out, it snaps at a certain distance by default. Then later I'm going to show you how to set all of those things up. Then you pull out on an empty space towards the right or towards the left and click to end the dimensioning process. Then I hit escape key a couple of times to exit out of it. So this is how you can dimension the external. Then for the internal also, once you select the align dimensioning, you can just zoom out, click there, click. This is just be mindful of the wall lines. Click on this and click on this, then drop it, escape. Alright, also to dimension the vertical line, I pick align dimension, I click the first point, then click there, then I click here. I notice that this wall thickness is not correct. Here I'm having 234 millimeters, and on the other side of the wall I'm having 225. So when there's an error like this in the course of your dimensioning, what you just have to do is to return back to that point and click there again. To exit out of the error, you click the next one and then zoom out on the appropriate line, you click. That's how to deal with errors like that. Then you come back to this point and click on this and click on this. So here I'm just going to click on the wall instead of on the rail. I leave it there. Now I'm going to demonstrate the next trick that fastens your dimension process. To do that, go to Align. So under Align here, you already have it as wall face. And then here, if you click on this arrow, you turn this to entire walls. Click on the options there. Here you see select references. Going to check the openings. Openings simply means the windows. And then width, check the width. Here we have intersecting walls, and then here we have intersecting grids. So I'll prefer to check the intersecting grids as we have it, and then it's OK. And in this case, you're not going to do much of work other than just to click on the wall and you pull the dimensioning out. If I select this point too, you're going to pull it out to snap it to that point. But for this point here, the wall extends into the building. So in this case, you're just going to escape out of the dimensioning process and then pick dimensioning again. Then turn this to individual reference. And at this point, you can now, of course, remember we're dealing with wall face, so we can now click on this wall face, click on this and pull it out to snap at that point and click outside. So this is how dimensioning process works. Then for the entire span, you can click there and you come back to click here and pull it away, because as you're pulling it away, you notice at a given distance it will snap. Then you click, you have that dimensioning. So this is how to work faster when it comes to dimensioning your floor plan. And for me, this is more professional because it takes care of the external length of the walls, while the internal dimensioning takes care of the distances between the walls and the thickness of the walls. So we are going to also walk through the processes of setting up your dimension parameters. So here, first of all, I'm going to click on this for demonstration purposes and delete this. To start, I just go to Align Dimensioning. So you move to Properties panel, Edit Type. So now, if you watch carefully, you're going to notice that on this dialog box, we have sections here dedicated to graphics. And then if you pull down, you also have another section dedicated to text. We also have another section dedicated to order. So what we have to do at this point is to begin with the graphics dimension string type. So if I click this, you will have options like baseline. If you select baseline and click apply, let me say OK, you're going to see it changes, it dimensions it and pulls it out. Then I also go back to that edit type, check out ordinate as well, click apply. And I don't think this is what you want, but if for some professional reasons, this is how to do it, you need to change it to ordinate. So for this tutorial, we're going to leave it back at continuous. Click apply to return back to normal. Let me close this. You might just have the values competing with each other that it might look very clumsy and confusing. So what you have to do at that point is to select the dimension line. So here you see some of these points here, they all represent something different. If for instance is this 2 to 5 that you want to space away from all of these values, all you have to do is to pull it from this point and move it. You can move it to whichever direction you want because it's arc. Now going back to edit type, if you turn it to line and say apply, it's going to be a straight line. So that is it. Then the next we are going to be setting up here again is this is leader tick mark. Here it is set at none. Then if you select this, you are able to make some other choices and say apply. You're going to see that it now has something pointing at the point where the value should be. So that is it for this, but we are going to go back to setting it at none. Then we have the tick mark. The tick mark is this. If I select this and hit apply, we are going to have that there. If you prefer this, the choice is all yours. And the line weight, you can change it depending on your choice. So I think line weight of dimensions should be the least of the line weights, but that of the tick here, you have tick mark line weight is 4. So you can increase it, you can decrease it depending on your choice. So here we have the dimension line extension, which refers to this horizontal line, the extension from the witness line. So here, if I choose to increase it to 5.4 and hit apply, you're going to see it has extended. All right, so that's just it for that. Then another thing here we're going to look at is the witness line control. So here now, if you click here, for example, I choose fix dimension line and apply. It will jump and start from somewhere there. That also means that the witness line length also is now activated. You can also increase the length at which it starts from. Like here now, if I choose 4.4, apply, it will extend further. Again, we have witness line gap to elements, 1.5 millimeters. All right, if I turn this to 2.5 millimeters, you can also see the changes there. Moving on, we have witness line extension. Extension is now the one extending away from the horizontal. So here now, if you increase it, let's experiment with 5.4 and hit apply. You could see all depends on you. So here we have witness line tick mark. Here it is set at none. You can set it at arrow field 15 degrees, and I select that and apply it. So you're going to see that the witness line has an arrow now. So I'm just going to return back to none. Then this is center line symbol. Let me close this. What that actually explains to us is that between this point and this point, if you want to indicate where the center line of this whole length falls, that's when that parameter is necessary. But in most cases, you can go and load it in if the type of center line you're looking for is not there. And to load it in, the first thing you have to do is to go to Insert, click on Insert, Load Family, Annotations. You click on Annotations. Here we have this center line actually. You can choose to load this if that is the kind of symbol you want, or if it is not, you can download more of it and load it into the project. You click open, select this, edit type, center line symbol, and once you click it, you're going to see the center line we loaded in is now there. Select it, so I set it back to none, and then moving on, we have the center line pattern. Here you can set up the pattern. All right, so here we have the color of your dimension line. You can choose to change the color. You might choose red. So under text category, the first thing you have here is the width factor. Here we have underline. If you want to underline the text, for example, you choose that, the text is underlined, but for me it's not necessary. You might want it to be bold. We have the text size. When you notice your dimensioning is clustering the face of your drawing and you don't want it to be like that, what you just have to do is to reduce the text size. I can reduce this to 1.4 and click on apply. So now we have text offset, and this talks about the offset of the text from the line. We have width conventions. You can choose maybe horizontal, for example, and apply it. So the text orientation will change. And then you have several other options. Then moving on, we have the text font. So you can just explore and then apply it. Then unit format. For unit format, in case you want to present your work in maybe centimeters, having done the dimensioning in millimeters already, all you have to do is to come here to the unit format and click on it. Once you uncheck this, you can just pull it down and turn it to say centimeters. Click OK, apply. So it has changed to centimeters. Now you can present it this way. So that's it. We have alternate unit format and we have others. This is how you can work on the parameters, but there are others we didn't change. All you need to do is just explore them, and then you can see how they affect your dimensioning. So dimensions are of different types. Like here now we have this as arc length 2.5 millimeter area. Now if you click on this, you're going to have a whole lot of different dimensions, so you can just select and pick from here. But if you want to set up a new dimension entirely, totally different from all of this, what you have to do in that case is once you open the edit type, you are going to duplicate the existing and you can name it. Maybe it's for site use, so you can name it site dim and then click OK. And it's also possible that what you want to change in order to make it unique is the text height. Maybe you want to make it 5.4 or 6.4 rather. You say OK. You've actually done that, so I'm just going to use Ctrl Z to go back. But now what matters now is this, that you select this now, you now have that dimension you've set up among the list, so you can always toggle between this and that depending on the purpose. So whenever you need it, you can select it and it becomes the active dimension style. Then again, if for any reason you want to delete any of the dimension style, like I select this now, if you go to this properties panel, you're going to see a number of them. Click out of this and go to manage tab. This is manage, and then look for porch unused. So you click on porch unused items and then go to families. So if I drop this down, you're going to see linear dimension style. If you collapse this linear dimension style, you're going to see all those arc length, 2.5 area leader, whatever. Now, this is the site dim that I just set up. Say, for example, I want to delete this right now. All I have to do right now is to, first of all, check none of those and to uncheck others. Because if you leave everything there checked, you're going to be deleting everything. So then I check only the one I want to delete. Here you can see, note, only items that are not in use and have not dependencies may be deleted. Number of items checked is 1, so I have to say okay, you've deleted that. Now if I select this and go back to look for it, you're going to see it's no longer there. So that's how to delete item, not just for annotations but for other families as well. With this, we've come to the end of this tutorial. And if you've learned anything new in this video, like and subscribe for more. Share it to encourage what we do. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.